All right, boys, we're going live right now. Um, so yeah, well, we can just go over some certain things for today before we actually get into the markets. Um, so let's just we'll go top down daily bias. So I am going to be bullish today. As you can see, both of these assets, well, I'm bullish relatively just off of this close. This close yesterday was sort of like not necessarily an inside bar, but this asset failed to sweep this asset's high while we technically swept the high. So you do have like a double C2 where both candles are showing C2. But when you get over here, and then when you switch this, especially with ES, I think you see clearly the manipulation. Where is it? No, bitch. Where the fuck? Bro, I was literally just looking at this, which annoys me more than... it's very low time frame, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I would want this, at least, if anything, to be swept, and then we could see some move higher, but right now there's no SMT. Yeah, I don't know what I was really looking at. I guess this definitely swept the low compared to this other asset, which this low sweep seems stronger. But as you can see, basically the idea is that NQ is the stronger asset right now. We already opened low for the day. Opened low. Now on the daily for the week's price action, you can see that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It has been, this is an accumulation for YM. Well, as you can see, NQ over here has relatively been in this range. That's why I'd like to see today sort of start to expand higher. Yeah, so then on the 4 hour, overnight, we were kind of stuck within this. I mean, not necessarily stuck, but we just had this SMT fill with this 8:30 a.m. setup. If we get down to the brass right, you see this SMT that we have formed right here. This being the stronger asset, so I'd like to see this expand to this high, honestly. But that's where I'd want to catch my trade for the day. So if we hop down to the 4 hour, let's look at this. The 4 hour close will probably, honestly, the 4 hour would probably close out of here. I think that we're going to run this level pretty soon. Now on NQ or YM, I think price should follow, but that's just me saying that. I don't really have any. It's not necessarily a stronger asset, but it can be stronger. Okay. Oh, yeah. With this, 50 minutes left, I'd want to see, like if we hop down to the 5 minute, I'd want to see, as you can see, this 9 a.m. opens up this 1 hour candle. Well, it's once this candle forms its CISD, then you're pretty much good for longs, right? You can see that basically off of the levels. Oh, but then 9:30 is going to be good. Okay, well, let's go over to gold and silver that we were watching. So on that daily, I was pretty bearish, honestly. I guess not anymore. But yeah, I do want to see like sort of just all this liquidity right here just get ran. Part of the reason is that we have this weekly open on both assets, especially on gold right here, where as you can see, we created no wick. So I would like to see that ran. This one we created a wick, but it's not as big, it's not as good. And a new week opening is usually a good target, especially if price is able to deliver from something. And as you can see right here, we have this bearish fair value gap, but remember the criteria was on the 4 hour that this is only valid if this SMT is valid. And the way to see if this SMT is valid is if price is going to displace right away, because price has to confirm an SMT, obviously. So if price expands away right here, then that's high probability. If we show reversal signals, expansion away, so we can trade back in and then trade lower, that's pretty high probability. But as we're starting to see, we're kind of chopping around in this area. But also relatively, this whole week has been kind of a chop fest, as you can see. So it is good to know when the week's not hours for the taking, you know. But as for today's price action, let's make some ideas. Well, price has been going short, right? We have no bullish wick, so I would expect price to pull back into this area, one of the assets, to create some SMT, and then potentially expansion down through these levels. As you can see what I'm talking about, this is the new week opening gap, and these are the low resistance liquidity levels that I want to see price at least run through most of them to tap back in, and then we can start to trade higher. So again, what that would look like, well, this 1 hour definitely did close pretty bullish. This 4 hour, so the previous hour, 4 hours. So we do have some a technical strength switch, right, as you can see. But we do have to keep in mind that price is rejecting from this failure swing. So we'll keep watching. Originally, this is where I wanted to see the expansion last night, this candle right here. I wanted to see this candle open up and then displace lower. So yeah, still see expansion lower as a potential target for today. We have this huge 15-minute FVG that we could potentially see some SMT fill. I mean, price has already filled it like 3 times though, so that kind of makes it not as clean IMO. But fair value gap's a fair value gap, so we'll just be watching that as it's a good level. Because if you hop onto the 4 hour and you see, well, we have these big bearish candles, so if we want to see some wicks form in here to see expansion lower, well, we're going to need to see that on these candles. Yeah, on this hourly, we do technically have hourly SMT right now. Let's see how that holds. Thanks. Yeah, let's see how that holds. But yeah, we want to see that displacement sort of away from this fair value gap. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So I guess going into market open, what I would be looking for, it depends, but I think that we'll get some sort of sweep. Hopefully not in this area. Hopefully we create an area, especially, well, we have, the thing is though that these low or the high of day technically is formed from manipulation. Not really. We didn't technically manipulate because both of the assets, I mean, no SMT. So the assets manipulated, but we didn't form that SMT, as you can see right up at this level, what I'm talking about. So I don't want to see some SMT form on the day, potentially with this high. But we also could just start expanding a little lower. Alright. Can I open too? Nope. Oh damn, I can. Okay, that's pretty baller. So we're gonna have one open, which is this one for gold and extra, and then over here we'll keep one on MNQ and the other one on the other assets, ES and YM. Yes, I understand ES should come down and see that low, but I'm not gonna keep that on there. Same with these structures. But this is overall still the draw on that 4 hour. this is the draw as well, more recent draw. But remember, you do want to mark that out on every asset, because when one asset takes it, we could see a new phase of price for each asset. Now I want you to notice the strength switch. Look how YM is currently a weaker asset against ES's. Oh, guess not. Yesterday it was also, I'm pretty sure, a PSP. Yeah, yesterday was a PSP. But we do have SMT there, just in general, right? So we'll see for that to hold. This is a stronger asset right now, so to get up to these highs. When the fuck did I ever switch it to this, bro? Deadass. Okay, this on NQ. I'm trying to be on MNQ. I hate how I have like 3 different assets for MNQ, but whatever. Say, but he didn't even run the fucking low. That's the whole point. What am I saying? This asset ran the low, so we didn't want to run the low. Okay, so we have that currently. Well, I would look for this sort of retracement back into hold. 30-minute. Well, we wanted to create a gap to see some SMT fill. Obviously, we're not seeing anything like that. 15-minute, we're displacing. As you can see, we do have this SMT here, which I guess would be a strength switch now, which could be pretty clean. So we have that right here. So you would be looking, I guess, at this asset. And then here. Right, do you see the 2-stage SMT? Where this 15-minute does not sweep this high, and this 15-minute sweeps this high. Well, you can be shorting this asset now, I would say. Yeah, you really could start shorting this now, I think. But I'm not going to take that right now. I'm going to wait for market to open there. Alright, bro, log out of Tradevate. Alright, so we can log back into Tradevate. We were at 49924. We took like a $70-$80 loss yesterday on gold. Perfectly fine. For today's risk setting, we're gonna do 250 risk, and this will be on any one trade. I think today is a slightly higher probable day, but we'll see. Simply, we will see. Relatively though, I am gonna be bullish today. We're gonna have $250 risk. We're gonna see how that goes. Follow my rules. I'm patient. I'm smart. Disciplined. I know exactly what I'm doing here, and yeah, it's just time to execute. So as we wait for market open here, gonna listen to some music. Gold is obviously the weaker asset here. SMT right here, as you can tell. I would like to see the close, small wick form, run these lows. Right, running the highs. We have this 30-minute balanced price range. Price would have to close over for it to get to these levels right there. So, yeah. Alright, don't run the low here, YM. Yes. Run this low. ES should technically just expand after this because we formed that swing point within this fair value gap. Well, this asset did not. So we should just expand. That's the logic. Deep down under the earth where we put the ganja. Obviously, I have SMT here, but that's technically SMT with a failure swing, so not as high probability. And as you can see on these assets, we would want to see this SMT hold. Right, because once this closed, now it should just expand. I hope we don't just expand lower. It doesn't make sense, though. Alright, we're about to open into market open here. Watch that reaction to that 15-minute. We may create SMT right here. Let this become the weaker asset. Just buy this one for something like that. Alright, watch that here. 30 seconds coming into the close. Alright, so we run that previous candle's low. As you can see, this being the weaker asset now has, or now that being the stronger asset, turned into the weaker asset. As you can see, it turned into the weaker asset. Sorry, I just want to see I'm talking at the right level, because it's 6:30 a.m. And this asset failed the sweep, which is very high probability, actually. And this asset expanded. So watch that SMT. This should hold. Right, yes. Pulled up here. I mean, obviously I have SMT here, but this SMT, dare it teach us, is only confirmed if YM displaces lower right now. If we continue hanging around here, it breaks the SMT. No IFEG setup. That would be like a CIS CSD. That's like the closest it would be. I don't really want to be on that 3 minute. I'd rather be on that 5 minute. Watch for that manipulation. That's what we're looking for here, is manipulation. $30-minute bullish C2. $30-minute PSP. 30-minute PSP. So we're about to get this CSD here. But this 1 hour does not have room to really expand. This 4 hour does. We did get a double sweep. This has sweeps, this has low, this has its low. So let's see if anyone's in on this. SMT switch. Alright, that was stupid. Don't get too hyped. That was pretty retarded. I entered a trade off of 1 minute, but we didn't see anything. There was nothing. There was just this small inversion setup, but we're not missing stupid stuff like that. So we're staying on that 5 minute or that 3 minute. No more 1 minute. We're just watching here. YM's just expanding. It is the stronger asset, which we could tell right here. YM 1 hour C2 formed. YM 30-minute C2 formed. So it made complete sense for us to start expanding. Well, the other assets did not. Now, does it make complete sense for these assets to start expanding? Well, no, not really. It doesn't make complete sense. Now, similar over here, I don't really like this. Because price needs to expand higher, but how's it going to expand higher if we already used up the whole wick? So, what about ES? ES is starting to expand higher as well on this 15 minute. ES has just had a big bullish candle, which I think we might get right here. We probably should get. The idea is so that NQ should follow here. NQ was this overall stronger asset. It did turn into a weaker. So I need a 1 minute switch to the stronger asset. We'll get that strength switch here. We'll close CSD. This asset will want to expand. This asset will leave fair value gap, tap into fair value gap, begin to expand higher. And obviously we're not going to suit this candle's low. You could probably start to enter here. We'll wait for 5-minute pullback potentially. So we did not close there. This asset is losing its strength. PSB. Actually, no PSB. No PSP. Hourly hourly SMT, but we know that. This is 1 minute into the 5-minute candle, so I don't trust that. That first 15 minutes about to close right here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. About to get a C2 closure. I'll enter right on that close. That's a good close. Yeah, okay. It's set. I will enter on my Lucid account here, which is 49874 with 145 risk if this 5-minute inverses. If the 5-minute forms a CSD. Because this will form a two-stage SMT. They will have, let's see, do I have 30-minute PSPs? We have a clear 30-minute PSP forming, sweeping the lows. 15-minute C2 will form if this 5-minute closes CSD. And we can see the wick form and then expansion straight higher. But that's in 2 minutes and 29 seconds. We need to close above the CSD, which it doesn't look possible now. So we're probably not going to get that there. Who knows? Might be short biased, like over here. Although they're slightly decoupled right now. This asset's trading higher. This asset's trading lower. We might see another stage of SMT. But a minute and 30 seconds. This is my message to you. My idea, you should also be able to enter right here on YM. Should. Key idea there. This is not going to happen. That probably won't happen either then. Yeah, but I don't like this either. Right now. Looks like, oh. So shorts do look valid off of this closure here. I'm just seeing what that would look like if you took that. Let's see. Yeah, so $133 dress on one, so you'd have to take that on two. Alright. This asset is flunking. Because now that 15-minute did not form a C2. Now this 15-minute formed expansion candle C2 closure lower. Or price should technically trade lower. This asset probably looks the best, if anything, or gold. But it only would look good once this asset sort of catches up or plays the same game. But this isn't an A+ setup, so a 15-minute formed C2 here, but this formed bullish candle here off this C2. So, I mean, you should expect this C2 to hold, this candle's wick to hold. Potentially this fair value gap to displace price lower. Right, as you can tell, that did happen where we started to expand lower because this 15-minute We didn't confirm any level. What I am seeing though is we did yesterday, you fucking idiot. Now looking back at it, price is just manipulating low of day potentially. Decoupled. Yeah, you probably could take this, but I do like this. We'll take it. So we'll run the stop there. This looks like a good trade, so we'll just go over this pretty quickly. We have a two-stage SMT right now here on the hourly as this asset, gold, came up here, swept the high, so technically it's stronger asset. And then you hop down on the 5 minute, and it turned into the weaker asset where it failed to sweep these pre-market highs pretty much at market open. Well, as you can see, gold has not failed to. Gold has swept the highs, so this turned to the weaker asset, and we just formed this CSD. So I'd want to see this continue expanding price lower. Put my stops above these wicks, because these wicks are what created these SMT over here, which should be protected. Remember, it's protected only if this idea is valid. And yeah, my target's gonna be probably like down here. And this is one of those trades where we lose. It's fine. Yeah, and we're just dropping here. That's something you can't really foretell. There's no moves lower, so it's just one of those things. You want to watch that. So, I mean, the idea is still valid. Drawdown hurts, obviously. The idea of taking 2 losses on my new funded account hurts. But that's not what matters in trading. What matters in trading is taking your trades. And this looks like a good trade. We have good risk to reward. only 100, 150 risk, which is good for an account where I don't want to take too much risk right now. So, yeah, this is one of the trades also where you just forget about it. This strength switch is very hard. This is kind of what's really pushes me in. Realistically, the stop should be here, because here is a protected high. We're not going to get any daily SMT here. And we're not going to get any 4-hour SMT because this asset's not going to run these lows. And anything other than that, it's a failure swing. So, but we do want to see expansion lower like now. You know, we don't want to just stay around here forever. Why I'm just so bullish. Four-hour open. Come in 5 minutes. So it's the 1-hour open. We're going to form a 1-hour C2 on here. And this asset is going to fail to take out the previous hour's high. So I would want to see the next asset open up. Like let's say we open up here. Right, let's say we open up here. I want to see something like that. Yeah, so we'll watch that. It'll probably, yeah, it does make sense to wait for this 4-hour closure. Here we have a 4-hour C2, remember that? Where this 4 hours is C2 and this 4 hour is not. I mean, technically it is because this one's a C2. Alright, 3 minutes to close. My girl and I ain't sure, man, but I guess we did it further than a one night stand. This 4 hour is definitely expanding lower. Unfortunately, though, we don't take it versus profits. Like, profits don't matter. Oh, wait, we have a viewer. What? Is that Tony or no? Yeah, expand lower so I can. We're waiting for 4 hour closure. Watch that. $30 seconds till 4 hour close. Technically, should hold to here. Intradays are good shorts for Tony here. Alright, create that 4 hour wick, create that hour wick, do whatever you have to do. And fucking expand lower. Right, we're not trusting that 1 hour or that 1 minute because that 4 hour is bearish. You can see that C2 literally form right there. A wick all the way up here would ruin my trade idea, so. So yeah, you could be looking for re-entry in here or add to position. Kind of depends. Yeah, if we get a 3-minute CSD out of here, I'll turn another. Alright, we should start to see some expansion away. Alright, NQ over here is fucking hate this. Alright, we have SMT there making silver the weaker asset. I want to add another contract. Silver's about to displace. NQ should displace as well, or MGC. I believe in my position. I could get stopped out. I could not get stopped out. Who cares? We really don't want to see this start to expand. Where do we have a 30-minute C2? We have 30-minute 1 hour C2 on 1 hour. We really should start to see some expansion lower. I wish I could hit the skip forward button. Really like this SMT here. Really like this 2-stage. I do not like this SMT. So this is kind of annoying, but you know, it's just the way the markets goes. And some days you're going to take good losses, some days you're going to take good wins. And we might be down on the account to 700, 47,700, but that's not a problem because I'm going to put it to the side, take some time, and we're going to slowly get shit going again. So that's the way it goes. If this trade doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does, it does. I don't like this bullish SMT here though, so we might get stopped out. We'll probably get stopped out here. We really should have my stop loss above here, but you know, I just can't do that. It's too much risk. So it should be like I shouldn't even take the trade if there's too much risk. I just don't know why we're so like fucking choppy around here. If this is the draw, then we trade lower. And it's like simple like that. But all right, we're probably gonna get stopped out there. We'll be up. Well, we'll be down like 49,700 on the account, so we'll be down by like 300, which is fine because what we're going to do is, honestly, is it even worth it to trade gold at this point? It's like gold is... Alright, so we're stopped out there. And yeah, so that's that. I really don't know why it stopped me out. When that happens, it definitely does annoy me because I've been doing good for like this week so far. I was trying not to force anything, and that didn't really seem like I was forcing anything, right? If price expands away, it doesn't feel like it's forcing anything to wait for this, but I guess if we're trading this 4-hour candle here, you need to wait for just the wick to form, and then from that you need to go down to the 5-minute and wait for a CISD. So I don't know, man. That's just so fucking annoying. Shit like that just gets me, dude. Because it's like, obviously this doesn't work. And this doesn't work. I don't know, man. What the fuck are we doing? And I took that stupid ass entry earlier. God damn it, bro. It's like I just passed these accounts, and now this is what happens. I go in and I start trading like this. Well, if I start trading like this, I'm never going to be profitable. Or I don't know. Is it the trading or is it the charts? Like, that's what's the hard part, is knowing when it's yourself and knowing when it's the charts. Because sometimes the charts can look so right, but you manipulate your mind into thinking that it was yourself. Like, it was my fault. But the idea still was valid here. The idea worked out. And then it just failed. So it happens, obviously. We're down a couple hundred. Damn, we're down 450 on this account, which is actually really annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking pisses me off because it reminds me of just my past 3 years where I do the same shit. I'm looking at the same fucking shit and I just can't get it. Well, man, it definitely felt like I was trying to force a trade almost, but this makes sense. This is clean. This 2C SMT is what we like to see, but just completely failed. Totally failed. As you can see, it totally failed. That's so fucking annoying. Just so pissed at myself. I don't want to keep fucking failing like this again and again and again. It's like, where is the change going to be? Where is the change going to be? I think a big part of this is also, I felt like I had to trade today. And I don't know how did you not catch ACS shorts? ACS shorts were pretty easy to see. Yes, sweeps the high. Yes, trades lower. 5 minute. Yes, closes below. 5 minute here. Yes, closes below, or NQ closes below, right? This is pretty average shit. Then pull back in, and you could have gone short on this pullback. Right? You sell. And you would have hit. God, dude. Just get so annoyed at myself because, like, everything's going good. This technically isn't that bad, but I just, every time I fucking do something good in my life, every time something fucking good happens to me, anytime like that, the exact opposite has happened to make sure that nothing moves in my life, to make sure that I do not succeed. That's what it literally feels like. And I know that's just pussy bitch footing because obviously everything is because of me, right? I do these bad things in my life, so therefore I get the results that I deserve. But it's just like, bro, can you have any lenience? There's fucking idiot, retarded people out there making more money. There's literal retards out there trading and making more money off of payouts. And it's like, dude, I don't even want to be like those people, but like, come on, can I have at least some of their fucking luck? Because this shit is just getting tiring. This shit is getting annoying. This is not easy, bro. I fucking hate any trader that says this stuff is easy. I'll kill them. God, dude. God, that's so annoying. We'll probably just trade higher here off of this, honestly. 4 hour this bearish, so you're not about to trade higher. Or I guess we have SMT here. I don't know. Yep, that fucking annoyed me so much. But it does not matter. It does not change the fact that tomorrow I'm going to come onto these charts harder. Tonight during Asia, I'm going to come onto these charts harder. And if there's a trade, I take the trade. It does not matter. This account is not valuable, more valuable than the actual trades. This account is $80. That is not that much. You take this trade and be a fucking man about it because you're not a bitch. Do you understand me? This shit will be the most annoying thing ever, or it could be the best thing ever. And you have to understand that. Stop forcing trades. That is pussy shit. Alright, we're off there. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus, for making me a trader. Thank you, Jesus, for putting all these hardships in my life. I really just need you to, Jesus, please can you give me the strength, the courage, the power, and the discipline to become a successful trader, not for the money, but for myself. I need to know I can do something right in my life. I need to know that. I really do.